Cheers folks and welcome to my channel. It's Alliance War number 9 in season number 8, and for the second time in 1 week we are facing the world champs War. We faced them already in war number 7, so the first war of week number 3, and unfortunately we lost that war. So this gives us the opportunity to make it payback time, to take revenge for the loss and actually claim back our victory. War currently still number 3 in the leaderboard, so also still that little glimpse of hope moving forward. Yeah, that it might still be enough to just climb into those top 3 ranks, but we'll see. For this war, my team has been slightly different. Blade plus Starkey synergy, and then Emma Frost, because I was on path number 8. Path number 8, which is characterized on its way mostly by the famous biohazard node number 39. And because I didn't quite know what Mystic Champ awaited me there, I brought 2 options, one being Blade and one being Emma Frost. But starting off on that path in the middle on the right hand side is node number 5. And node number 5 is a special lock 1, so you can't get more than 1 bar of power, increased healing and generation by 100%, and also adaptive, so changes between physical and energy resistance every couple of seconds. And Cosmic Champion, 6-star dupe Cosmic Champion, which turned out to be Angela, so her healing is, increased through the node, but still, she only has 54,000 health. So even with increased healing, she's quite easy to get down. I think the only champion that is difficult with that increased healing on node number 5 is a rank 5 Sabretooth, but not a 6-star rank 1 Angela. And the good thing also on this node is, because of this power lock, if you get some block damage during this fight, because of the power lock after 1 bar of power, if you have mastered willpower, you can actually heal some of your lost life back and make sure that your champion ends this fight at 100% health. And that was it. Quite an easy start fight. And then moving on to node number 14. Node number 14, very much characterized by physical resistance. Usually a node where you find tank champions like Luke Cage, or like in this case also Red Hulk. Now unfortunately I did not have my Ghost Rider synergy with Blade, so I didn't have Danger Sense at the beginning of the fight, which just means that it takes a bit longer, but at the same time make sure that you make the bleed work if you're fighting a Red Hulk. He will, even though he has a lot of physical resistance on that node and also has some crit resistance due to his heat charges, he can still bleed quite a bit. And then what you do against the Red Hulk always is evade to special 1. Don't, if you can avoid it, don't get him to a special 2, just get him to a special 1. And yeah, once he's firing off his special 1, easy to bait like here, and then counter attack directly. And then when you have your special 2 ready with Blade, firing off special 2, and again make those bleeds work. And that rest is really just rinse repeat, same throughout the entirety of the fight. And it takes again a bit longer, but that's due to the node, because the node also has quite significant health boosts. So this fight will always take a bit of time, but is nothing dangerous, nothing scary about those nodes, and eventually your opponent will be down, like Red Hulk right here. So first section, those were the evening fights, rather easy, rather smooth way through those nodes. And then next day I then continued on node number 32. Node number 32, Limber. So every stun reduces the time of the next stun, and Rolling Thunder, so for every 10 seconds on the clock, this opponent increases special damage by 10%. So make sure that you watch very carefully the stun timer on those Limber nodes, otherwise you could be caught by surprise and then be stunned or parry stunned yourself if you stun them too often. On this note, 5-star skilled champion turned out to be a Moon Knight. Nothing scary about Moon Knight. What I do actually, I try not to parry stun him too much in the beginning. I'd like to save those parry stuns a little bit until the later phase of the fight. And then try, if I can, to get him to his special 2, because his special 2 is just a little bit easier to bait, and you can also directly counter attack. But if he's firing off his special 1, then so be it. Also, nothing dangerous about that one. Either you block it, or if you can also evade then those 2 shots. And then one more special 1, and then it's just a question of, does he activate his special, so he is basically suffering from the power sting, or like here you just block his attacks and then counter, and then he's down. And then for the next fight, just to give a heads up, the next fight, Mystic Champion turned out to be Dormammu. So I took off dexterity for that fight and recorded the notes up front. So again, biohazard, so every hit you inflict has a chance to bleed. At the same time, this champion is poison and bleed immune, and also this is also a limber node, so every stun reduces the next stun timing by 10%. Now, even though it's Dormammu and I have Blade with Sparky Synergy, I decided to go in with Emma Frost. And the reason is that even though you have Stark Spider-Man as a synergy for Blade, he would still suffer from bleed every now and then. And those bleeds are quite nasty. Those bleeds can take off a lot, and those bleeds can also make you feel or get into a position where you're very, very uncomfortable. And, you know, some people like panic when they're getting too low on their health. So my suggestion is on this one, play it safe on the bleeds, and you will see Emma Frost perfectly fine to take Dormammu down with her. She gets no buffs, and since I took off dexterity, she still won't get any buffs evading, so Dormammu's signature ability, inflicting some degeneration after a buff, doesn't really do anything. And then what I do is I try to have him fire off his special 1. At the same time, I have to watch and try to always be in diamond form myself, because that's the only form where I am immune to his bleed from the biohazard node. So always make sure that as soon as I have the special 1, I fire off my special 1 and go back right into diamond form. And at the same time, again, just make sure that he is not getting to his special 2. And here you see what happens if it's just one hit in telepath form, I get a bleed. But then right back into diamond form and the bleed is taken away. And if he doesn't fire off his special, you know, just be a bit patient, evade a bit, and then eventually he will fire off his special 1. And then same game back. Firing off my special 1 as soon as I have it. And then letting him fire off his special 1 again and countering, and then he's already down. So it was really an easy fight with Emma Frost. Again, my suggestion is take off dexterity. Against Dormammu, the thing that will kill you in the end is most likely his degeneration. And his special 1 is very easy to bait even without dexterity, so there's no need at all for dexterity in such a fight. And then the next node number 43, Flare. So you inflict 300% more damage, but also you are degenerating 100% of your health within 60 seconds. On top, the opponent has aggression regeneration, so if you don't hit them for a while, they regenerate, and that regeneration is even increased, amplified, and on top, it's Starburst. So at the end of the day, what's important about this fight is inflict as much damage as possible in as little time as possible. Be really aggressive. Don't give them time. When you give them time, they regenerate. So you really have to make sure to do the maximum of damage in the very beginning. And because it's also a limber node, I don't parry stun the first attack because that's when I still have full health, so it doesn't take Starburst and Degeneration doesn't take so much health off of me. And I'd rather save the parry stuns for later because here the Limber is quite aggressive and you can't really parry stun more than 2-3 times maximum, if especially the opponent placed with Limber. So make sure you save them till the end, so when you really have to finish your opponent off, that's when you want to use those parry stuns and make sure that you can get them down before you yourself suffer from the degeneration too much. And that's about the tips I can give on that path. And the good news is, even though it was super close, the war was incredibly close, was decided by 1 death difference. But we won, we got our revenge against War, and with that, maybe even, again, a tiny little glimpse of hope to maybe climb into those top 3 ranks, but as it looks currently, it will be Masters this season, and this would also be a very, very good result for us. And with that, I'm already at the end of my video, and as usual, if you found the video useful, helpful, if you liked the video, feel free to give it a like. If you're new to the channel and would like to see more war videos like this in the future, then feel free to hit the subscribe button, and I hope to see all of you very, very soon on my channel. Cheers, folks!